Michael B. Jordan has played everything. A boxer, a Marvel villain, a wrongfully convicted firefighter in Just Mercy. But Sinners? This might be the one that broke him. In Sinners, Jordan plays twin brothers in 1930s Mississippi. Same face, same blood, but completely different people. And what starts as a story about two men trying to open a juke joint turns into something way darker. There's trauma, guns, hoodoo, and the kind of vampires that aren't here to be sexy. They're here to feed. Ryan Coogler called this Jordan's greatest acting challenge yet. And honestly, he's not wrong. But yeah, before we get too deep into the wild stuff, maybe let's just back up for a second and talk about what this movie even is and why people can't stop talking about it. Here's the quick lowdown. Sinners is directed by Ryan Coogler. You probably already guessed that, but yeah, same guy behind Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther. This is his latest. And honestly, maybe his boldest. Michael B. Jordan plays both lead roles, Smoke and Stack, twin brothers, war vets, coming back home to Mississippi in the 1930s. Now here's where it gets layered. The movie's not just about them opening a juke joint or dealing with small town drama. It dives deep. I mean really deep into stuff like religion, racial trauma, PTSD. And yep, actual vampirism, not metaphorical. Real, blood-sucking, horrifying vampires. And somehow, it works. The thing is sitting at 97% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So yeah, this isn't just a fun genre movie. It's hitting way harder than people expected.
I don't know why in the hell I'm here.
And yeah, it's not just that he played two characters, it's how he played them that really hits different. Michael had to build two completely separate people. Like, not just looks or costumes. I'm talking energy, personality. Smoke is the harder one. Violent. Wounded. Feels like he's always got something boiling just under the surface. Stack's the opposite. He's quieter, softer, more spiritual. But there's still all that heaviness. Both of them are carrying scars from the war. And not just physical ones. Now, Jordan didn't just flip between the roles like he was changing outfits, and he stayed in character, on and off set. Plus, you've got these heavy religious themes running through everything, like real spiritual weight. The New Yorker even said it pushed him into deep spiritual reflection, and honestly, you can feel that in the performance. And then, layer on the accent, the 1930s setting, that bluesy soundtrack humming under it all. It's not just a role anymore, it's a full transformation. This wasn't Michael just acting, this was him living inside two different lives at once.
Well, I can see his memories. Smoke.
The duality challenge? Now, as we discussed before, playing two characters in the same movie is already a lot, right? But this wasn't just costume changes and some clever editing. This one was next level. Michael B. Jordan had to act against himself in scene after scene, sometimes arguing, sometimes comforting, sometimes in full emotional breakdowns. And he had to do all of that without another actor to really bounce off of. The way they pulled it off was super technical. Coogler used a twin body double, a guy who'd physically stand in for whichever brother Michael wasn't playing in that take. So Jordan would walk him through what he was about to do as one brother, then they'd reset the whole thing and do it again from the other side. And then in post, they'd stitch both versions together. Sounds clean in theory, but emotionally, way messier. There's a scene, and this was mentioned in multiple interviews, where the twins have this big confrontation, just the two of them. And after they shot it, Jordan reportedly broke down. Not in a dramatic, actory way, more like he hit a wall. Just totally wiped from switching back and forth, holding both of these characters, both of their traumas, in his body at the same time. And you can feel that weight in the final cut. It doesn't feel like visual effects or a camera trick. It feels real, like two people with a shared past, stuck in the same room, both trying to survive it. This wasn't just about nailing lines or hitting marks. This was Jordan literally splitting himself in two and then pulling both halves back together on camera. And honestly, none of this works without the trust between Jordan and Coogler. Like, that's the glue. They've been doing this together since Fruitvale Station. That was Jordan's first real lead role. Coogler's first feature. Both of them young, both of them hungry. And now a decade later, you can see how far they've pushed each other. They've built everything side by side. Creed. Coogler made Jordan a movie star. Black Panther. That flipped the entire game. But Sinners, this is different. This feels like Coogler just went, you know what? No rules this time. This is him fully unchained, like there's no Marvel machine here, no legacy IP, just a raw, personal, supernatural horror story with blues, blood, religion, and everything he's been waiting to say. And Jordan? He followed him in without blinking. Coogler literally wrote these roles for him, knowing they'd be hard. Like, emotionally hard. Spiritually, physically, all of it. He wasn't trying to make something easy for his friend. He wanted to push him further than ever. And Jordan said yes. No hesitation. He wanted the pressure. There's even a moment in the Deadline interview where Coogler says, "You actually have a better chance of getting Mike to say yes if the role is more difficult." That's the level they're on. It's not just actor and director, it's partnership, it's trust, one pushing the other to level up again and again, and Sinners feels like the peak of that, at least so far. And it's not just performance, right? Like this role, this whole movie, carries real weight. Sinners isn't just here to scare you with vampires or show off Michael's range. It's saying something about race, about history, about what it feels like to be black in America, especially down south, especially in that time, and maybe still now too. The film doesn't tiptoe around it either. You've got religion, generational trauma, deep southern roots, and this kind of eerie, spiritual tension running underneath every scene. Jordan said in interviews that this one felt personal. Not just as an actor, but as a black man in Hollywood. And you can see it. Like, this wasn't just a cool opportunity. This was a statement. The fact that he plays both brothers, that's not a gimmick, it's symbolic. Smoke is the broken one, hardened, violent, still fighting whatever war he never left. And Stack, he's the more healing, introspective side. Still hurt, but softer, trying to understand, not just survive. Together they reflect this real, complicated spectrum of black masculinity. The rage, the vulnerability, the silence, the protection, the faith. All of it. And critics are picking up on that. Some have even put Sinners in the same conversation as Moonlight. Get Out, There Will Be Blood, movies that dig deep and don't flinch. So yeah, Jordan didn't just take on a hard role. He carried a story that cuts way deeper than it looks on the surface. This wasn't just about two brothers. It was about everything they stand for and everything that's still haunting them. Was this his hardest role? It feels like it. If you've seen it or even just watched the trailer, drop your thoughts below.